Now it's time for Straight on the Point with Jesse T. from some undisclosed location somewhere in the world. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Jesse T.
Hey, it's good to be back with you. The Brown Beauty is back on duty. It is a Tuesday in Southern California. It rained a little bit last night, but what a gorgeous day. A day after rain in Southern California, the air is crisp. Everything feels real clean, and it's really nice and fresh outside. Probably going to rain the next couple of days, a little sprinkles here and there. But we are ready to go here on the Jesse T Show. It's just you and me. We're having a good time today. We're kind of soloing it as we roll on down the road here. We're going to have some fun today. We're going to be talking about fitness. Fitness is what we're going to be talking about. I'm reaching out to somebody right now to see if we can bring him on the system here and get us on the show. A obstacle course racer, one of the young stallions that are starting to break into the pro scene in a big way. Obstacle course racing, or OCR racing, is something that is becoming very, very popular. And of course, if you don't know too much about it, I'm sure you've heard about the Spartan racing. And maybe not. It kind of germinated out of the Spartan 300. Remember that movie with Gerald Butler a few years ago, maybe about 20 years ago, maybe about 15 years ago, where the 300 Spartans at the Hell's Point backed down the Persian Empire and held them for 3 days. It was Spartan 300. Well, ever since that movie kind of became so super popular. My favorite scene is when Gerald Butler, King Leonidas, entertains the representative for Persia, brings him out to the big hole out there in the middle of the patio of Sparta, and he says, "This is what I think." He kicks him right into this deep, dark pit. I mean, that was like testosterone out of control. Yes, but anyway, since that happened, this new type of fitness has really started to take a hold through America and the world, for that matter, and that's this kind of Spartan fitness, all kinds of different multiple exercises. CrossFit, I'm sure you've seen that on NBC, the CrossFit Championships. They were the first one to kind of kick out there, and these guys are just in excellent shape, these CrossFit guys. Unbelievable fitness and strength and endurance these guys have, but they do not have the endurance that Spartan Racers have. And Spartan Racers is the other huge organization that now has NBC behind them, in NBC HD Sports. I do some stuff for them too, and cover some of these events, Jesse T style. And so they're out there, all around the world now in America, and you can join in and get a 5-mile race with 21 to 25 obstacles, or a 9-mile super with about 35 obstacles, or a 17-mile just maniac long run, a 17-mile beast, they call it, and it's got like 45 obstacles, or the Ultra Beast, which is like 36 miles. And then they have the Spartan Endurance 24-hour race. It happens up there in the North Pole. They do it in the cold. I mean, for 24 hours, it's unbelievable. I mean, if you think you're a stud, both men and women, and you think you got what it takes, you got to do some of these races, man. It makes grown men cry, and it makes women say, why? That's for sure. But some of the finest athletes are the ladies, the females. They're unbelievable. Not too far back on time from the men, too. When you get to a certain fitness level, it really doesn't matter what sex you are, because especially when it's endurance running and obstacle course racing, it all kind of levels out, and you meet on the same playing field. But so that's the other big organization, and there's other kinds like the Tough Mudder organization. Tough Mudders are this. They're really interesting. They're going to have a big one here, Academy Awards Day, Sunday. We'll be covering the Academy Awards. Otherwise, I'd be out there covering the Tough Mudder, part of a pit crew for my son, who is a pro racer, moving up this year into the Pro Series of the Spartan Championships of last year. He qualified to move up into the Pro Series and start to vie and get his way up there to become ultimately number one in the Spartan world. But nevertheless, he's doing this Tough Mudder on March 4th, and anybody who's already signed up for that, they all have websites. It's unbelievable. These guys are going to run for 8 straight hours, 8 straight hours from midnight Saturday night, and women too, to 8 o'clock in the morning. They're going to be running about 25 obstacles, and it is just an amazing thing. Can you imagine just for 1 minute having to run 8 straight hours? There's no walking with the guys that are really fit. They don't walk. We saw a Tough Mudder that was for 24 hours this summer. Unbelievable. The cat did 110 miles in 24 hours. Unbelievable. And he didn't even stop at the pit stops. He took every other pit stop, because you have like NASCAR pit stops. I mean, you come rolling into your pit stop, shoes, underwear, new wetsuit, new hat, new gloves, food, water, tarts, pizza, drinks, protein bars, whatever you need, spray this, spray that, Band-Aid this. I mean, it's crazy. But I was going to do that, but I'm not ready for it. I'm going to be ready for that one next year in 2019. I'm going to do that 8-hour endurance race. That's right, Lee. Don't give me the big Lee eye. Lee looks at me, Lee, my producer and the guru of tech here, and he looks at me and he gives me the big Lee left eye, the big Lee eye, I call it. And he looks at me, yeah, I'm going to do that. Don't give me that. I'm training for 2 years for that. I'm going to train for 2.
Mama T said.
Right. Well, look at. After 2 years, I better be ready for it. That's right. Anyhow, but I'm going to not do it this year. I'm going to do myself. I did a Spartan race on December 9th of last year, and it was the first one I ever did. When I trained, when I was a young man, I played football, baseball, I wrestled, I boxed, and I did martial arts. And one time when I was a senior in college, I was on a full scholarship here in Southern California. I was 257 pounds, 6 foot. I was a big kind of weightlifter, powerlifter guy. I didn't have a big fat walrus body. I just was a big, thick guy. I was into powerlifting, and to play football and to wrestle. I was an all right wrestler, an average wrestler, pretty good, had a great will, but football is where it was at for me, and boxing and martial arts. So, and I was fit. I worked harder than anybody I knew. But after watching these young guys now, these fitness god kings, I mean, it's unbelievable how fit they are. It really is remarkable. You can catch some of this stuff on their website, like Spartan.com or Tough Mudders or the CrossFit series, CrossFit Championship series. So it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. So we're going to talk a little bit about fitness here in the Jesse T Show today. And if you want to chime in and kind of participate with the show, of course, Facebook.com/Jesse Torrero. And we're broadcasting on Instagram Live at Jesse Torrero and YouTube, Jesse Torrero. So it's good to have you along with us, and over 20 other social media network TV sites around the world. As we go from the community to the world, we're on the air and everywhere. And also on the global radio market of thepowerofvoices.com at www.thepowerofvoices.com and the Jesse T Show. So we invite you to watch us or listen to us and chime in and participate in the show. And I'd like to ask a question. How fit are you? Are you the kind of guy or gal that likes to get fit? Is that something that that you're into? And if you're really super fit, is it sort of like an addiction? Is fitness like an addiction? Or is it more just like a personal habit that you just end up doing? In that respect. And do you think that being too fit is a problem or not being fit enough? I was looking at reading an article the other day about America's health. Like Callie Fettig says, my son is a personal trainer. So that's kind of cool. But I was reading an article a couple of days ago about the fitness or the health of the typical American male between the ages of 35 and 55. And it's a mind-blowing thing, because I remember when I was a child that there were a whole lot less overweight people in America. Now, it didn't exactly mean that people were poor and couldn't afford food and nobody was working and people were starving to death. Really what it has meant is that we've changed something in America. And what could that possibly be that has changed in my 57 years of life here in America? Because I do remember when dads were more fit, moms were more fit, the girls were more fit when I was a young man. If you judge fitness in overweightness or obesity, and the fellas were a lot more fit. It seemed like, we overall, in the first half of my life, was a much fitter nation. Of course, we came out of World War II, and we know all those Army men and women that participated in winning the war for us were very fit, because you have to be fit to stay alive in the heat of battle. And the generation before that, the Depression generation, they were a lot thinner because they just didn't have the amount of food to eat. And their exercise was great and more physical their labor was. So what has happened to us in America? Why that when you drive down the street or you go somewhere, you just can't find or seem to find people who would be considered fit? I think there's a couple of things why, but I want to know what you think the reasons why in the last 45 years, America has gotten fat. Why has America gotten so obese? What is it with American men and women that we have gotten so overweight? Why is it that American men and women can't run the length of a football field without gassing out and possibly throwing up whatever you got in your belly? Why is it that American men and women are so out of shape that they have a hard time lifting anything that has any weight to it? Why is there so many back injuries and knee injuries? What has happened to our population in America? What has happened in our lifetime? Because I got to tell you, I really try to look at people and say, oh, there's somebody who's fit. Oh, there's somebody, I don't think they're fit. I don't think they're fit. Well, they look fit. It seems to me that in my lifetime, the image of fitness and beauty has changed. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to be skinny, scrawny, and like a pole to be fit. Even skinny people can't run 100 feet without gassing out. But, we were the generation of baby boomers that we had actually PE in school. We had physical fitness in school. We were challenged by our teachers and our coaches in junior high school, because it was not called middle school. It was called junior high school. And we were talked to and taught that we had to meet this physical challenge, whether it was 4 laps and 10 push-ups or 20 pull-ups, or we actually had ropes to climb that were 30 feet high and poles to climb that were 30 feet high. We had actually monkey bars, and we had rings, and we had tracks to run around. Fitness was preached to us as we were children, teenagers, and in high school as well. But what has happened to our country where fitness is not important? Where fitness is in an area that they stop dodgeball because somebody might get hurt in elementary school. That you better not throw the ball too hard and make fun of little Johnny because he can't run a lap. What happened to peer pressure? Oh, they call it bullying now? But what happened to peer pressure where, little Johnny, hey man, you better start getting better? What happened to the idea that you strive or you strove to be the best you could be, even if you weren't the best like everybody else might be, but you wanted to be the best you could be, and you worked hard. And we got that mentality when we were kids growing up. At least everybody I knew did. And what happened to our physical fitness in this nation? I think what happened, in my opinion, is real simple. We've gone from a nation that used to raise the bar higher for individuals to strive for, to a nation that placates itself to lowering the bar for individuals so everybody can be the same and nobody can have hurt feelings. Hurt feelings. Feelings. Whoa, 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 whoa. Feelings. Are you kidding me? See, that's what makes up a person, to learn to deal at a young age with feelings, not put them aside so you don't have feelings. When my son was 5 years old and went to elementary school at Village Christian School, he was bullied, as you would say today. We didn't call it bullying. I didn't call it bullying. He's 22 now, so you can get a timeline. I said, the young punk little rat bastard was picking on him. And so this happened for kindergarten, first grade, and second grade. Jesse didn't have any complex about this. And the guy didn't really bug him too much, but bugged him enough to where one day he said, Dad, I don't like this, in his little 7-year-old way. So I had taught Jesse how to fight when he was 5 years old. We were fighting and wrestling and kicking out of fun and play. So I said, you know what you do, son? The next time this little fat rat bastard gets in your way and starts pushing you around, you throw a right jab right square in his face and follow with a left hook. Boom, boom. And I don't care if you come home that day from school. In fact, if you come home that day from school, we'll go get a Slurpee. We'll go hang out, man. And he said, okay. So, within a short period of time, that little fat rat bastard started pushing him around. And so what he did is he threw a right straight jab into the guy's nose, busted his nose, and hit him with a left hook right into the rib cage. The guy went down, started crying, and his little gangsters, white boy, born-again Christian, backstabbing, two-timing, lying gangsters, because that's what they were. Hey, gangs are gangs. It doesn't matter whether they're gangsters for God or gangsters for dope. When you're a punk, you're a punk. That's right. You heard me say it. I don't mess around. Hey, it's me, Jesse T. It's a world according to Torrero, and I'm going to put you straight on the point. And that was the end of that. That was the end of that. Never had a problem again. So, you see, what happened with those lessons? What happened with those lessons of life? And it really, when you think about fitness, when you are fit and you feel good about yourself, it makes you feel better about yourself. Well, what's happened over the years in terms of physical fitness for our children and for adults, because children do turn into adults, and you learn the habits of adulthood when you're actually a child, because what you learn in your first foundation, you always go back to no matter what until you decide that you don't want to go back to that foundation because it didn't work too well for you and you want to change something. Then you decide that, you start changing the little things in your life as you become an adult, and you get better and better and better, and every day, every way you get better. Hey, but you don't have that realization until you're much later on in your life. As a kid, you're just going with what you know and what you were taught and what you believed in, and that's the issue. So you see, what's happened is we have a generation of people who were taught how to make their thumbs get carpal tunnel syndrome. That's right. Yes, the video games. Instead of going outside and throwing oranges at each other, instead of going outside and walking on the walls, instead of going outside and climbing trees and falling down and breaking your arm, hey, get up. Okay, we'll take you to the hospital. Snap it back in. Get a cast on. Everybody will sign it. Wow, how fun that is. Great, cool. Want to break the other arm? Then you have to be a two-casted guy. You got two clubs there, man. You know we're going to mess with you then. I mean, instead of looking at life in terms of that aspect, we kind of coddled and enabled our children. And those children have grown up to be overweight, obese, and fat, which leads to no physical activity because they don't have physical activity. It was taken away from them because they had to have feelings manicured properly by the politically correct schooling. Yes. When the psychs took over the world, that's when our world started running haywire. When I mean the psychs, I mean the doctors of psychology and the doctors of psychiatrics, right? The psychs, and they started issuing the drugs to our children. A family member of mine had drugs issued to their children their whole life. And I got to tell you something. It didn't turn out right. Yeah. Drugs change the chemistry of a young person's body, for that matter, anybody's body, but especially a young person's body. It's been proven that mental illness is mental illness. Okay, but mental illness doesn't mean you're going to be violent. In fact, mental ill people have no more tendency to be more violent or less violent than regular normal people who are not mentally ill. So I guess we're all mentally ill in some way, shape, or form, aren't we? Because we're all non-really violent people in America. We really don't want to be violent. Most people don't commit violence. They don't wake up every day thinking they're going to be violent. No. Even mentally ill people don't wake up that way. But when you start feeding people drugs, psychotropic drugs, antidepressants, and a pill for this and a pill for that, pill for this and a pill for that, then all of a sudden your personality gets warped by the new chemicals that are disturbing your inside, and you get angry because now you can't solve your mental illness. You can't manage your own personal mental illness in a positive way. You can't think cognitively and clearly. You get angry, and that's a propensity to turn into violence. It's that simple. You see, we've allowed a generation or two to be warped by the world and the system, which has directly affected our fitness and our health. So now we have a generation of people who are now between the ages of 14 and 45. It's a big spread, but there's two generations in there, quite possibly three maybe, but certainly two. They're just simply out of shape. Why do you have to go home and drink 6 beers? One beer is like eating a whole loaf of white bread, which is one of the worst things you can do. You got 6 beers, it's like eating 6 loaves of white bread packing into your body. No wonder you're constipated and there's colon rectal cancer. No wonder. Duh. 1 and 1 does make 2. It doesn't make 17. There's lots of ways to toxify your body without you knowing you're toxifying your body. Like, how many Carl's Jr. hamburgers can you eat in one setting? Or maybe those late-night tacos at Jack in the Box that are all so scrumptious. I love those. But how many can you eat? Or, hey, let's go have 64 ounces of Dr. Pepper and root beer. Come on, let's do that. Let's just download our sugar bags into our mouth and drink lots of caffeine. Oh, and now I love this new one. Let's go vape. Hey, man, it's not smoking cigarettes. Let's go vape. You know, I remember the first time when people were vaping. My kids were still teenagers. Well, I was 27 and 22 now, and I said, never are they going to do that. Now, they knew better early on anyway. They never did that, but here's the point. I said, hey, man. I talked to people. I said, hey, man, you know what you're doing? You're ingesting something that should not be in your lungs. Well, it's just vapor. It's just tasty vapor. Hey, dude, your lungs are made to ingest oxygen. That's what it's made to ingest, not tasty vapor. You're going to be toxifying your lungs. And now, sure enough, later, 10 to 15 years later, they're finding out that vaping is addictive and vaping hurts your lungs and vaping has ill health effects. Yes. You see, fitness is a state of mind. Fitness covers the whole gamut of your life. And we've gotten off track in this nation about being fit. Fit for the fight or fit for the flight. People say to me, oh, yeah, Jesse T., you think you're a big, bad, tough guy. No, I don't. I don't. I absolutely do not. I know there's someone out there go, whoop my behind. In fact, let me tell you a story. When I used to think I was a tough guy. That was when I was playing ball in college. I was 252 pounds, benching 410, squatting 575, deadlifting 605. Running a 4.59 40. 22 years old. Yeah. Went to a party with a couple homeboys, like you would say, a couple buddies, man, a couple partners. I don't drink anymore. Had a little too much to drink. Went to a party of another school, another university across town. Want to infiltrate their female scene at this party. Yeah. Walked into the party, Mr. Big Guy, Mr. Big Tough Guy, right? Oh. Myself and two others. They all looked at us. Hey, who are you? I told them who I was. Walked out of the kitchen, down to the backyard. Guy came out on me and said, we don't want you around here. I started talking to 3 or 4 girls, of course. He got mad. I said, who are you? He said, I'm a guy who's going to kick your rear end. I said, yeah, I hit him in the head with a Jim Beam whiskey bottle. You know how big and square that Jim Beam whiskey bottle is. I broke that bottle clean over his head. It was at the neck that bottle broke, not the big square part. This is when I thought I was a big, tough, bad guy when I was 22. He just looked at me. As Mount Vesuvius blew up, Pompeii blew up, Mount St. Helens blew up out of the top of his head. He had a blood gusher. I thought it was Old Faithful with red paint trickling down his face. I'm 6 foot tall. He was about 5'6". He hit me so many times, so fast, so hard. I didn't know what happened. The next thing I know, I'm on the ground getting kicked by half a dozen guys. Got some broken ribs. I got a couple cuts on the back of the head. Got one of my fingers broken. Twisted my freaking ankle. Got up. My partner was getting his butt kicked by 6 guys against the garage. I threw like a flying wild roller derby jump at him like off the top of a WWE ring. Knocked him down. picked him up, and we limped our way out of there. And our other partner was standing there holding the gate. What a pussy coward he was. Never talked to that guy again. Took him straight home. Here's the point. I thought I was a tough guy. I should have ran. There's nothing wrong with the flight. I learned right then and there. The fight or flight syndrome. Don't go looking for trouble, because trouble's going to come looking for you, and you're going to have more trouble than you can deal with. So from that point on, anytime there was some trouble, unless it was done to me or my family, these 2 feet, they got it going, man. You talk about boots are walking, sneakers are running. I just exit stage right. I don't care what anybody said. Then I stopped drinking and wasn't the tough guy anymore. Fit is important. Being fit is important. Fitness is a way of life. It's the way you eat. It's the way you drink and what you drink. It's what you take into your body. It's what you breathe. It's how you take care of yourself. It's how you train. That's what fitness is. It's a way of life. For if you're not fit, that doesn't mean you're going to die or live any longer. It just means like, dude, there's a house burning there, and I'm not going to go in it. Even though I have this retardant burn-proof suit on, I'm still not going in the house, because that suit just might catch on fire for me. You don't do stupid things. Doesn't mean that you're going to live any longer, because you might go down the street from that house burning fire and get hit by a Mack truck. But you don't do things to cause the demise of yourself. Being fit is important. That's what it's all about. And we've gotten off track here. Being fit sound mind, being fit of soul, being fit of physical body, being fit of philosophy, being fit of spirituality, being fit about your money, being fit about what you look like and what you replicate and what you represent, being fit. We've gotten off base here. That's why I'm talking about fitness today. Because I think it's one of the precipices and the foundations of a human being, is to stay fit. Recognize, oh, I'm not fit. I better get fit. And it all starts with training. It starts with stop drinking alcohol. Stop drinking all that sugar water and sodas. I have one once in a while. I used to have like 5 a day years ago. It's stop eating so much food. Stop ingesting salt. Start looking at GMO food, because that's organized, scientific made food with no nutritional value. It's filler. Stop smoking. Stop smoking cigarettes, stop smoking vapes, and don't start smoking cannabis. I'm telling you right now, 20 years from now, they're going to find out that cannabis screws you up somewhere. I don't care what they say. Your body wasn't made to ingest things it wasn't made to ingest. Get in shape. Train like you mean. Become a mean, lean, fighting machine. So in case you got to exit stage right one day when you're walking out to your car at midnight, you can run a 5-mile, 6-mile run. The guy's going to gas out in 75 feet. That's what you got to do. You come back to fight him another day if he's worth it. You'll find out he's not. Exit stage right. Get the hell out of there. Nobody's going to keep up with you. You could bang out 6 miles right now. Boom, go run 6 miles. And nobody catching you. And nobody going to keep up with you. And they're going to say, what's that boy or girl doing? We can't keep up with them. They'll be gassed in 100 feet or less. Being fit in mind is important. You see, we've allowed our society to get unfit in every way I just mentioned to be fit in. We've allowed our society to rot inside and accepted the lowering of the bar effect. Look it, I understand all this accept your body type stuff, and it's okay to be heavy and overweight, and it's okay, it's all right. Yeah, it is. But I guarantee you and tell you this, I wouldn't want to be like that. I wouldn't want to have a gastro rubber band put in my belly. I wouldn't want to have to wear a size 52 pant. I don't care how sexy they make it look. I wouldn't want to wear a one piece out on the beach if I look like a freaking walrus. Sorry. I don't care what you feel about what I say. That's the truth. But you see, we've accepted the fact in this country over my lifetime, the idea of beauty has changed. Because we've lowered the bar on everything to meet a general standard that everybody can accept. Because everybody has feelings. Feelings. Whoa, 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 feelings. Right. Have you noticed the TV commercials? They're all drug commercials. They got about 10 seconds of the drug and how it's supposed to help you, and 20 seconds of how it's going to kill you. Now, doesn't that make sense? Now, think about it. If you were fit in the mind and you had fit logic and fit common sense, you could probably add 4 and 4. That means 8. But they know that you're twisted because they twisted you. Who are they? The ones that control you. The ones that at the end of the life, they have everything you have and you have nothing. Because always remember, like I talked about a month ago, on the fiat financial system, the fractionalized monetary system, money never goes from the top to the bottom. It always goes from the bottom to the top. So they know that they're going to get all your money. They're counting on it. So they lower the bar, and it's okay. It's okay to eat 7 bean burritos from Taco Bell. It's okay to eat 4 candy bars a day. It's okay. It's okay to have 12 beers a week. It's okay that you can't walk 4 flights of stairs without upchucking and breathing. It's okay that you're losing your hair. It's okay that you got a double chin. It's okay that you have gastro fart problems. It's okay. Just take this pill. But they don't tell you how it's going to kill you. Because they tell you, but you don't understand it. Because nobody pays attention to the small print, whether it's read or said. In fact, you're desensitized to the death that they're talking about in these drug commercials. And gee, who runs that? The banking industry, the corporations, big pharma, alongside the corrupt government, paid off professional politicians. That's why I like Donald Trump. I don't care. I like him because he's upsetting the apple cart. So you see, the key here is understand that you got to get fit. Your fitness allows you to run through the jungle of life. And it starts physically, because we are physical creatures. And so these Spartan races and these Tough Mudder races and these CrossFit competitions are starting to grab and spread like wildfire among the young 20s something. Because they're realizing something, that being fit and living a fit lifestyle of mind, of body, of spirit, of physicality is okay. We need to raise the bar in our schools of physical fitness at PE. We need to raise the bar. We need to unify the American family so that there's a mom and a dad. That's right. Forget about mom, dad. Forget about single mom, single dad. Forget about that. Forget about it. Forget about it. A woman can never raise a boy to be a man. Oh, she'll raise him to be a good citizen and a man, but not a man. Very few women are going to tell little boys, throw a straight right and a left hook. Let alone be able to teach him how to do that. Anyway, if you have too many women kids and boy kids, you're going to have eventually no baby making. And we got to keep making babies. Because the Muslims are making a whole lot more babies than Christians. They're making 8.8 babies per family right now across this world. The Muslims are doing a whole lot of, you know what? They're knocking the boots, baby. Around the world. The Christians don't knock the boots as much. And Western Europeans and Americans don't knock the boots as much to make babies. Because, of course, we got abortions. We kill our babies. That's what we do. I'm not against abortion either. I'm just calling it like it is. Let's just lay it out. You're killing life. Accept that reality. Fine. You want to go kill a baby? Go do it, man. You got the legal right until it pops out. You can kill it in the third trimester. See, that's unfit. That's not being fit. We've been twisted. We need to be making some more babies. The Latinos in Mexico and Central America make 5.5 babies per family. Did you know that? Oh, yeah. Maybe that had something to do with all the illegal immigration because Americans weren't making enough babies and they needed to influx some people who make a lot of babies so we can catch up and keep up this Protestant Reformation nation based on Christianity ideology because of Martin Luther in 1517 and the Council of Trent in 1541, which was finally defeated in the 17th century and cast out of the Vatican. That's the Dark Pope and the Jesuits, and that allowed America to propagate itself under the Protestant Reformation. So you had a lot of different sects of a Christian ideology without the Catholicism and the Vatican imperial guilt progressed on you. You don't have to give money to get to God. You have to have faith to get to God. Oh, yeah, I can talk about that forever and ever and ever. That's why we got to make some more babies because we just weren't making enough babies. That's right. We're not making enough babies. So we had to influx a bunch of people that needed to make babies and had already been making babies, 5.5 babies per family, so we can catch up with them Muslims, man, because they're making 8.8 babies. Forget it. 20 years from now, hey, Europe is going to be Muslim. I'm not going to Europe now anyway, and I've been to Europe many times. I'm not going back there. Are you crazy? They don't like me. There's too many fanatics and radicals, man. Hey, it takes one radical in a million to burn a house down. I don't want to be around that because I'll probably be in the house that burns down. Well, my luck. Fitness of your mind has to be right so your behind can get tight, baby. Fitness is important. That's why I love these Spartan races and these Tough Mudders, because it starts with physical training. Once you start realizing that you want to be somebody that has a fit, beautiful body, you want to shed those pounds. You want to shed those pounds around your waist. You don't want to have a big roly-poly body, and that's not sexy. That's just not sexy anymore. You want to have some abs. You want to be ripped. You want to be able to run. You want to be able to pull ups. You want to have some fitness in your body. The minute that happens, your whole chemistry of your body stops and changes and twists around. You get rid of the toxicity in your life. Toxic people, toxic food, toxic drink, toxic water. You get rid of toxic air being ingested into your lungs. You get rid of the toxicity of stress. Get rid of all that stuff in your life and start right. Start over. Let's raise the bar of accomplishment. And if you make it, great. If you don't, get better to make it. Hey, you can't make it? Then get better, improve, work hard, be stable, be fit. That's what people want. Men and women both. Don't let the fake news and the fake companies and the commercials and the corporations and the banking tell you it's okay to be 250 pounds. When you're only 5'3", it's not. That's not fit. You can have the Miller Lite and the Budweiser. No, you can't. It's not fit. Because people are addictive species. We get addicted to things very easily. Be addicted to living a clean life, and your whole life will change. Yeah. Start exercising 5 to 6 days a week for an hour, and make half that exercise be cardiovascular. I don't care when you do it. Sometimes you see me on Facebook.com/Jesse Torrero. It's 1 o'clock in the friggin' morning, and I'm at 24-hour fitness. But I'm just a crazy guy, you know? I'm like the Energizer Bunny Rabbit. I never sleep. I just keep going. Well, I do sleep. I generally sleep 5 to 7 hours a day. That's all you need. No more than 7, no less than 5. You don't need 10. You're not growing unless you're growing bigger. Start taking good minerals and vitamins. Start drinking alkaline-free water. Start eating good fresh food. Once in a while, you can have something kind of sloppy. That's okay. But when I mean once in a while, I mean like once a month. If you want to change your life, you got to change everything about it. Otherwise, you're going to end up with the same old, and that's insanity. If you think you're going to change nothing and end up something better, you are insane. It's a pure definition of insanity. Be fit. Be fit for the fight of life. Be fit for the fight of flight, if that's what you have to do. Be fit with God. Be fit with your omnipotent one, the one you believe. Be fit in a gracious God. Be fit with a God that's peaceful. Be fit with your spirit. Stop taking over-the-counter drugs. Find out the problem and fix it so you don't have to take those. Otherwise, you're going to end up like a friend of mine, Archie Bobus. I love him. He was my kung fu brother for 12 years. He died at just 50 years old. Didn't turn 50. That was a good almost 10 years ago. First, he had cancer of the bladder. Then he had cancer of the colon. Then he had cancer of the rectum. Then he had cancer of the kidney. Then he had cancer of the liver. And then he had cancer all through his whole body. And within 10 years, he was dead, taking a pill that cost $10,000 a pill he had to take 3 times a day. He ran out of insurance, ran all his money. And he had a morphine drip attached to his finger because he couldn't talk and he couldn't move anymore, but he could move his finger. And it could allow him to put as much morphine in as he wanted to in his body. And eventually what he did is he just pressed as hard as he could at that time of his life, and he just went to sleep and never woke up. You don't want to end up like that. You want to do everything you can to not end up like that. I think about Archie all the time. The most loving, wonderful, terrific guy. All he wanted was a family. He just wanted to be married, and he just wanted to have some kids. He went to a sperm bank to donate sperm, thinking that he could beat this and maybe find a woman someday to have children and have a family and have a life. He just wanted to be fit. But for whatever reasons, and nobody knows why, his body gave out on him. And if you're doing anything that's not fit, stress, water, air, food, not exercising, not having a positive mind and outset, having bad behavior, not being spiritual in some way. If you're doing something that's not fit, to me, I certainly don't want to add anything to my box of life that will lead me down the path to my pal, Archie Bobus. He's dead now. Dead 10 years almost. Well, 5 years. Sad, but true. You got to be fit. You got to have some fitness. I love this magazine. This On Fitness magazine. It's a cool magazine. I love this Survival magazine. It's a cool magazine. I love this Obstacle Course Training with Spartan. It's a cool magazine. It's a cool setup. I love this men's journal thing because it talks about fitness and food. Love it. Being fit is what it's all about. So I just wanted to talk about fitness because I'm so tired of seeing people that are not fit, at least from the outside. And if you're not fit on the outside, that means you're not fit on the inside. The package looks like the inside. It always does. They say you can't judge a book by its cover, but you can certainly judge a human being by how they carry themselves physically, especially if they've let themselves completely get out of shape. You got to get back into physical shape to have mental shape. You know, that's what you got to do. It all kind of lines up. When your body is right, everything is right with you. You feel better. Things get done. Saying hi to Lisa Margroli. Thanks a lot, Lisa. Saying hi to Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa, how are you? Bobby Bowden has us on. Max Millions. Greetings, Jesse. Thanks a lot. Jesse Whitney has us on. Thank you, darling. Appreciate that very much. And let's see, who else has us on? RJ Johnson. Lee Michaels is watching. Thanks, Lee. I appreciate that. James Quinn. Dan Hall, great guitarist. Galiana Capiana. Hey, thanks a lot. I haven't talked to you in a while. Terrific actress here in town, Jean McCoy. And so many others are watching the Jesse T Show. Saying hi to Callie Fedig. Thanks a lot, Callie, for having us on. Let's go back here and, hey, saying hey to, hey, what's up to Hengji Garcia. Thanks a lot, Hengji. I appreciate that very much for checking in with the Jesse T Show. Mr. Fuzzy. Ooh, Mr. Fuzzy, baby. Saying hi to Trends and Media. Thank you very much. Saying hi to Bill Witters, Sr. All right, Bill, good to have you along. Appreciate that. That's Instagram Live at Jesse Torrero, where we are on every day of the week from 5 to 6 for the Jesse T Show, on the air and everywhere from the community to the world. Also, our Facebook feed is right there as well, facebook.com/Jesse Torrero. And we're also broadcasting on YouTube, where we archive everything, and as we broadcast out, and 23 other other sites like Tumblr, and we're on Google Plus with over 1.5 million registered and certified viewers, as well as Facebook, as we talked about, with over 100,000 new shares every single month. It's cool. Thank you guys for participating. Appreciate you sharing it out, spreading it out. Let everybody know about the Jesse T Show. You know, we do a lot of crazy things. Also, we're on other places like Blogger. We're on BuzzFeed. We're doing Snapchat. Not a whole bunch of Snapchat anymore. Twitter, LinkedIn, doing that as well. Read It, Diggy, doing some places like that, and a whole potpourri of other things. And our home radio audience germinates right out of www.thepowerofvoices.com right here in the studios here in Los Angeles, not too far away from the Sony studios. So it's kind of cool. 15 minutes from the beach. I like it. That's right, man. Hey, nice thing to do is run at the beach in the sand. You know, I do that. Not anywhere near enough, but I do that. I'll tell you what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be going out and getting fit tonight. I'm going to go do 1,000 stairs, and I'm going to run with an 80-pound gravel bag on my back. I'm going to run a mile, and then I'm going to carry 80 pounds of gravel in a bucket, a 5-gallon bucket. I'm going to try to do a mile. I'm working up to that. And we're going to do that, and I'll do some sprints and some burpees and stuff. And then I've got my leg routine today that I'll be doing after the show. So saying hi to Robert Arias, Bill Withers Sr. Thanks all for having us on. Get out there and do something physical, guys, and get fit. Get your mind and body right. Get your head going in the right direction. Repel what they teach you. Repel not going outside and playing. Repel the drugs. Repel the bad water and the liquor. Repel the smoke. Repel it all, because, you know, look at, you may think your life is living in the moment, but those moments are going to add up, and one day you are going to be old. And how old do you want to be? That's really the question. Do everything you can to be as old as you possibly can be, because life is such a beautiful thing. It really is, and it's the only one you got. You ain't coming back. Unless you believe in reincarnation, and I don't, man. I believe my body rots and goes back to the earth. The earth, once we came, the earth where we go back. And we do have a spirit that goes, an energy that goes back into the universe. You know, so, you know, that's, you got your one cake here, man. You got to eat it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so check it out. So I just want to kind of pass that on to you. Hey, you may want to check out Jay Torrero, 9510 on Instagram. Jay Torrero, 9510 on Instagram. That's Jesse Andrew Torrero, my son. He's a professional trainer, and also he is a professional runner, obstacle course runner with Sparta, Tough Mud, and he's now jumping into CrossFit. Oh, man. Guy's unbelievably fit. Mind, body, soul, spirit. What a great guy. And got to say hi and congratulations to my daughter, Ryan Torrero. She's in Chicago right now. She's on the squad of the NWSL, the Chicago Red Stars, vying for the goalkeeping position. She's a professional goalkeeper, and she's there banging it up real hard in Chicago and making her bones, you know, with the Chicago Red Stars. So we're so proud of her. She's put a lot of effort her whole life into this dream come true, and it's so wonderful to see a young person's dream come true. 27 years old, beautiful young lady, and terrific. For those of you leaving Instagram, come on over to facebook.com/Jesse Torrero. It's just terrific. So congratulating Ryan Torrero, my daughter, with the Chicago Red Stars. You can go to the ChicagoRedStars.com, check out the website, see a video of her already, and also see her name there, Ryan Torrero. And she's going to be the next big superstar here in the finest women's soccer league in the world, the NWSL. Yeah, man, I am just so surprised, and not surprised, but I'm so surprised. I'll tell you what I am surprised at. That it's taken this long. My goodness. I thought this was going to happen a lot sooner, but it's happening. Hey, you can never judge your timeline. Your timeline is your timeline. All right, so let's talk about timelines. The Jesse T Show is coming to an end right here. It's good to have you along with us every day. Tomorrow, we have 5 to 6. It's the crew. We're back in with you. It's a roundup, wound-up show with David Shark Freilich, Dan the Man, the real dog. That's right, the real dog, man. We call him the Man of Love. Dan the Man, yes, the Road Dog King. He's going to be back in here. And also the man with the tan that always has a plan, the master, Mikhail Angelo, is going to be checking in. Wound up, and then talking the issues of the day and getting kind of crazy and wild and fun. You never know what we're going to talk about, but we do bring it out straight on the point. And then Dan the Man and I are going out to a special 9/11 movie premiere at the Chinese Theater at 9 o'clock. Red carpet. We'll be bringing you that live on Facebook at .com/Jesse Torrero on our KTNT radio and TV broadcasting podcasting network. Hey, you have a great day today. Get fit. That's what it's all about. This is Jesse Torrero. I'm here with you. I'm out of here right now. It's the Jesse T Show. Thanks for helping us grow. You have a great day. And always remember, you're in the world according to Torrero, and now you're straight on the point. Bam, baby! The brown beauty is off duty. See ya. Bye. Hey guys, it's Jesse T. Good to be back with you here on Instagram Live. Remember, on March 4th, we're going to be broadcasting right here and on Facebook from the Academy Awards as we broadcast all day long. Yours truly, me, Jesse T, going to be on the red carpet talking to all the stars. And I want you to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun from the gifting party all the way to the red carpet festivities. We're going to have some fun with you as we bring you live coverage right here on Facebook.com/Jesse Torrero and Instagram Live at Jesse Torrero. This is the Jesse T Show, always looking out for you, my friends. Hey, it's the world according to Jesse T. Hey guys, it's Jesse T. Good to be back with you here on Instagram Live. Here on Instagram Live. Remember, on March 4th, we're going to be broadcasting right here and on Facebook from the Academy Awards as we broadcast all day long. Yours truly, me, Jesse T, going to be on the red carpet talking to all the stars. And I want you to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun from the gifting party all the way to the red carpet festivities. We're going to have some fun with you as we bring you live coverage right here on Facebook.com/Jesse Torrero and Instagram Live at Jesse Torrero. This is the Jesse T Show, always looking out for you, my friends. Hey, it's the world according to Jesse T. Hey guys, it's Jesse T. Good to be back with you here on it. Hey, man. Went fine. Everything's off, and it was cool. Yeah. Right? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let me go over there. Look, man, you're going to have to talk to the shop steward about my after hours in my contract, okay? Okay, man. I should be going home. Where's the guy who replacing me? I'm pretty pissed right now. Okay? You got Jesse T coming in? Oh, that's all right. We know about Jesse T. Oh yeah, don't worry, man. He'll be an hour late. Don't worry. Okay, now, which one am I on? Which one now? Yeah, the one that you said save. Okay, I'm on that. Okay. It says play, automate, insert, skip. Is that the right one? It says automate. Okay, I did. Sounds like it. Looks like it. Okay. Okay. Was it playing the next show? And that's what. Is there anybody here? See, no, somebody walked by. Let me see. Do I just go in the back and knock on the door? So how long are you gonna be? I mean, I got stuff. I got stuff to do. So it's not like I don't have stuff to do. Yeah, I mean, I always got stuff to do. What time do you think? It's 20 minutes after 5. 6. Okay. Okay. Okay, man. All right. All right. Bye bye. Hey, man, everything okay? Why? Oh, fuck. What's the problem? Yeah, right. I knew that. We talked. We did talk about that, but go ahead. Okay. I think the minimum is like 200, but okay. Well, well, I know that. I understand that. But you and I had this conversation. I told you the 25 was going to come from his business, and that's part of his business. He has that money available to him, and we did have that conversation early on that we would have to figure out how to deal with that situation. I thought it was already dealt with in some way. I didn't question. I didn't ask. I didn't push. I didn't want. I just let it. Okay. So now he doesn't qualify. So what if the A&E says no? We have to have backup credit because that's what he's going to say. What if the A&E tomorrow morning says no? We have to have backup credit. Yeah, it is. It's only about $220 or something. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, he doesn't have any money. Okay, he doesn't have any money. He has $183 left in his account. Four and a half. So okay, great. I hope it can happen. But the A&E is going to say no. We want a backup credit report always, and when that happens, and whether it's $200 or $400, we're dead. But how? I have a question for you. Even that 200 and change, whatever it is, and the reason why I come up with that number because that's the number he told me what his mortgage, what his payment on that's going to be. Okay, so um, uh, does he qualify with that? I mean, is there any leeway at all in his loan to value? I'm sorry, debt to income. This is He can't do FHA, dude. You told me it couldn't be done. You told me it's not. He's too close. He has to be 88 miles away, and he's not. That's what you told me. Right. And it's not going to close till the 7th? Yeah. Okay. Okay. I thought we were. I was under the idea because this is one of the things that we spoke about right from the beginning when he had to come up to 20%. This is the only way that he had any that kind of money laying around. Um, waited to the last minute. I waited to the last minute to pull it. I know. Did the underwriter see the new credit report already? Yeah. We couldn't. Let me. I'm going to ask you a question here. Couldn't we have pulled the credit report before he signed the docs? That way, you would have had a current credit report, or is it your procedure to pull the credit report after the docs are signed? Oh, okay. Couldn't we? Here's another thought. Couldn't we have pulled the credit report? Couldn't he had pulled his money out after he signed the docs? You pull the credit report, and then his money comes floating in after the credit report. Could not we have signed the docs? Okay, he got the docs signed. He sends the docs back. He raises his money to bring all that money into escrow. Sometimes it takes a day or two or three. In that day or two or three, you pull the credit report, and then once you got that cleared, then he goes and pulls the money out of his bank account, out of his credit card. Could we? We could have done that. That way, you would have had a clean credit report, which wouldn't have shown the $25,000. So would they have refreshed the credit report again after the refresh of the credit report? Oh, it has to be done before funding. I'm not trying to find fault here, but what I'm trying to find is it's not fault, but what I'm trying to find is, I know we had this conversation. Were you looking for a lender that wasn't looking that? Were you looking for a lender that doesn't require a last minute credit report? Is that what we were hoping for? Then how the hell were we going to get around that in the first place? Okay. Fuck. Okay, well, see what you can do tomorrow. Fuck! Yeah. If it's $400 and not 225 or whatever, we're fucked. Well, that's what I have correct. That's what he told me it was. But between somebody what they tell you and when they get their first fucking bill, that could be different. Fuck. Okay, I gotta go. Okay. Thanks, man. Thanks. Fuck. Motherfuck. Fuck.
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
Fine. Lee's not here?
He's on his way back.
Okay, I'm gonna walk and get me something to eat real quick anyway.
Okay.
How are you?
Not so good.
Why? What's wrong?
I'm just having a problem with one of my deals.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so am I.
It'll be okay.
Yeah. All right. I got bad news. I have bad news. Yes. So are you pulling over? Can you talk for a minute? No, I'm not. No, I don't kid on this kind of stuff. No.
This one. I'm getting ready to walk out real quick.
Oh, you gonna go get something to eat?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna charge my phone because.
Yeah. So tell me when you're pulled over. Issue the docs and collect the funds because they don't do that unless they know they can sell the loan off. We've talked about that before. Because that's how the mortgage bank is. Okay? The lender that's buying the loan, well, doesn't accept the $25,000 deposit from the credit card. No, they pull the credit report. They saw that the 25,000 came by way of the credit card, and you deduce that it went to your brother, and that's how the money trickled through. The lender they're selling it to, that account executive of that bank said, no, we can't accept. The $25,000 can't. You can't borrow money to borrow money. We won't accept that. And so, because what? Yeah, that's number one. Okay. Number two, they can't sell the loan. They can't do the loan. Okay. That's number two. Number three, it's showing on your refresh credit report that they just pulled today. It's showing on your refresh credit report that the payment on that loan is $400 a month. Is it $400 a month? That's what I said. So I said, there's two possible solutions. Okay? All right. I need to get a statement from that credit card showing that your payment is $250 a month, like the first month statement or something from that bank or credit card showing that it's $250 minimum. Okay? I need to ask the bank that's buying the loan says it shows over $400 a month on that payment. So they may accept the deal if it's at $250 a month or so, that statement, Esteban calls the A&E, the account, Susie and Esteban both call the account executive of that other bank that's buying the other investor to do the buying the loan. And they say, look, no, the payment isn't 400, it's 250. Who qualifies for the loan? And can you waive the money coming from the account trickle the way it is? Can you just waive that because he does qualify for the note? So that's the argument that's going to be presented tomorrow to the investor, and there's a very good possibility. Okay, if you can get that to me, are you? I'm in LA right now, so I suppose that statement's at home. Okay, I'm going to be in Burbank until about 11 o'clock tonight. I can be there later if you need me to be there. I don't know what time you get off of work. So I can meet you somewhere. Okay? Okay, so if I can pick that up from you tonight at about 11, or maybe a little sooner if I get done. You get off of work at 10, so I know it won't be any sooner than that. And then I'll take it, and I'll scan it, and I'll send it to Esteban tonight so he has it in the morning, first thing. Okay? Well, the procedure is that once you sign the loan docs, 2 days before funding, you pull a refresh credit report, and it's all $25,000. Why does he have $25,000 on his credit report? Why does he have it? You know, I mean, it wasn't there before. What did he do? Did he buy a car? Did he? Did he? Did he? Did, you don't know you want to do that because they're going to make you have to come forward with $25,000 paid off. Okay, you don't want that. You can't pay it off. You want $25,000 paid off. So no, you can't. So, so did he buy a car? No. Did he do this? No. Did he do that? No. This is their deduction, not mine. Okay, so then they deduced by looking at the monies that came in on the funding wires that came in. They saw the $25,000 there, and so you know they just deduced that was the 25 that you pulled, the 25 came on the property. Are tight, but they should make it. That's why I'm going to review the numbers tomorrow and double check. And then they're going to make the pitch, Susie and Esteban, to the account executive of the bank that's buying the note. They're going we got to try to. There's nothing to say really other than fuck. That's the only thing to say. I mean, and it's like you won't say it, but I did, and I said it several times already, and you know, I just got to keep pushing. I got to keep pushing. It's not over till it's over. So I got to produce that. That's going to be a positive because it's going to show that it's less. It's all going to be a positive push. I have no answer for that question because I don't see what they're looking at, and I don't see I haven't seen the refreshed credit report and what's on there, so I have no answer for that. All I know is this: the banks can do whatever the heck they want to do, whenever they want to do it, however they want to do it, whatever they want to do. My job is always to argue against them and to argue for my client and for my buyer and for the deal and for the loan and to try to make sense. And that's what I'm trying to do. So, you know, the banks are weird. Angel, they make up the rules as they go along. They change the rules as they go along more now than ever before. It's very frustrating. They're not just following the rules perfectly. They're making them up, and they're changing them and making them up as they go along. And I've never seen this kind of activity in all the years I've been doing this. And if that's the case, then I don't want to go through this kind of stuff. I don't want to go through this kind of stuff. I say something, they come back and it's true. Because they just decide to change the rules and make them up as they go because they want to and they can and nobody can do anything. Because all they'll say is, well, then we won't give him the money and he doesn't have to get along with us. Oh, okay. I don't know. I didn't ask that question. I didn't ask that question. I don't know if it's possible, but I know that Vision One, they don't complete loans unless they have a buyer for it. That's why they dump them within the first week. That's how they make their money. That's part of their business model. That's how they make their money. They don't make the money in the loan. They don't keep it. They don't make the money in the car. All the money that they make in the car. Let me run and finish the things I got to do, and I'll contact you between 10 and 11. Okay. Thanks, buddy. Okay. Bye-bye.
Dawn's fault.
It is all my fault. I did it. There's some money involved. I get paid for doing it.
Right? Yeah. I know.
the natural